Welcome to another episode of Can You Reach That?
Can you reach that?
Episode number 60.
60 in the books, man.
In the books.
Who thought we'd be here?
I'd buy that book.
Would you?
Yeah, I wouldn't read it, but I'd buy it. I'm more of an audiobook guy.
You're an audiobook guy?
No,
I don't read my books. I listen to them.
I actually do read still, but you know.
I don't read as much as I would like. I want to read more. I say I want to read more, and then I pick up my phone, and then I'm like...
Well, there's always that distraction, but I have actually read ebooks on my tablet.
I bought a lot of books. I have a lot of books in my queue to read. But
right.
Haven't...
You know, it's funny. For years, I wanted to get a Kindle because it's easier on the eyes.
Yeah.
And I was going to get that, and I never did. I just used my tablet.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Tablets and the phone work fine, really.
'Tis what it is,
Once
man.
you get them in there. Yeah.
So how was the weekend, man? I know you had a little experience.
A little excursion. A little adventure. Yeah. I went to go see the Brandy and Monica, The Boy Is Mine tour.
So was the boy yours?
It wasn't mine.
All right. Just checking.
Who do I look like? The kid is not my son.
You went looking to see if the boy was yours, man.
But the kid is not my son.
So before I hear your experience, because I'm sure it was pretty dope.
It was great.
I've heard some good things about their show. Are you? And this isn't pushing their unofficial beef because it's not beef. But are you Team Monica or Team Brandy?
I gotta go Team Monica.
I'm the same.
I love me some Brandy. Brandy got some bangers. I think Brandy is a great overall entertainer.
Brandy is a great entertainer,
but I think I like Monica as a singer.
And Brandy can sing. I'm not taking nothing away from it.
Yeah,
Monica, just her tone, her voice, her range, like
everything.
Yeah, I think Monica hits.
Like, I can't think of anything that Brandy put on the map in the way that Monica did. Because here's the thing. When we think of Monica, and when I say we, I mean people from our generation, I feel like a lot of times you think of the shoes. Mm. All she did was wear those shoes in a music video once. Yep. And iconic. Yep. Everybody knows those shoes. The
100%.
little, I don't even know what the fuck to call them. Clogs, heels, the white strappy shoe or whatever. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows that shoe. I can't think of anything that Brandy did that hit like that. Yeah. But not to take away from who she is as a singer, as an actress, as a person. Like, she's dope. She's great. Yeah. Both of them put on a great show. They both had a little back and forth. You know, a little Brandy here, a little Monica there, a little Brandy Monica duet.
I feel like the industry definitely tried to make it seem like more of a
they did
a thing than anything. It wasn't real
because there can only be one.
Right.
But they do that with everybody, especially the females, which is unfortunate.
But I own both of their catalogs, so I own all their albums. So I mean,
both of them are good, and they both gave us classics.
They did.
You know,
they did.
Both, like, Sitting Up in My Room. Yeah. Like, Brandy put everybody.
That was one of the earlier introductions to Brandy. Yeah. So
and
the one song that whenever it comes on my playlist, it's always a guess. It's a quick question mark. Is because I'm so used to listening to Nate Dogg. Riding in my car. I knew you were going there. So when that beat comes on, I'm always like, is this gonna be Monica or is it
gonna be 2 and 3?
Yeah, I was like, okay, this one, and I don't mind either one. It's all good. But I do feel like Nate Dogg stole that one. Yeah. And it's just because it's not that she ain't writing that music the way she's writing it, because she sings that song. But there's something catchy what Nate did,
Nate
man.
On the hook just completely took over the song. Yeah.
And I'm listening to the radio.
I'm listening to a sad girl sing about how she got her heart broke. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just... The way
I either hear, and I guess it depends on the mood that I'm in, but when I first hear the beat, I'm either hearing Nate Dogg or I'm hearing, yeah, new Monica. Right. Right. Missy Elliott bringing it in.
100%. Yeah. 100%. So,
but nah, it was a dope show. We had a good time. You know, I went ahead and sprung some extra cheddar so we can get the floor seats. Yeah. So we were like middle floor over on the,
I prefer chairs
on the right side. Well, it's nice on the floor. It was nice on the floor. I give you that. They had their own little entrance and everything going down to the floor. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. First time ever being down there.
That's dope.
For anything. Dope. So that was dope. And then, so outside of Brandy and Monica performing, obviously.
Yeah, the headliners.
Yeah, they had some special guests. Yeah. So opener, Kelly Rowland. Kelly Rowland was an opener.
That's dope.
Which was super dope to see. Like, she's a great performer, great singer. Mm. Really had the crowd moving out there. And then we had some special guest appearances. Okay. So they brought out LL Cool J. He came out and did a few songs.
Cooler than Cool J.
OT Genesis came out and did a couple songs. Blast came out and did his song that most people know from his viral TikTok trend. And then who was the last one? Why am I drawing a blank right now? Mario came out and did a song.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a dope show, great event. Everything from top to bottom was just superb.
That's dope.
Superb.
Sounds like a great show.
Yeah.
And it goes right back to what we've discussed too. Is just missing that R&B.
Yeah.
I know there's singers out there. It's just that it's not to the forefront the way it used to be.
Yeah, mainstream's not pushing it.
Yeah. So, but there's some talent out there. It's just that you got to go looking.
It's out there, And shout out to what is it? The Young Money podcast, Tank and I can't think of the name of his partner on that show, but shout out to Tank for putting a highlight on R&B. Old and new. And
his and I like John Stockman's from Boyz II Men, his podcast.
Yeah, his is good too.
He comes out the guitar and he has rappers, singers, whatever on there, and he plays the guitar and they do like a little version of the song and but they get some stories, man. I just saw one where he was talking about how they were the first to wear the Jordan 11s on the red carpet.
I saw that, yeah.
So I mean,
and they had the end with Jordan. He'd be like, "Yo, can we get these shoes?" And he just hooked them up with the shoes.
Phone call away, because apparently Nike hated those shoes and didn't want to drop them, and Jordan was insistent, like, "Nah, we
dropping these."
It's not even about the basketball player wearing them; it's about the non-basketball player, like he said. And then, sure enough,
that lifestyle, I mean, Jordan definitely had to be the most iconic initially lifestyle basketball shoe
because it was an athletic shoe that also had a fashion sense.
Yeah,
and so people rocked it for the fashion.
Yeah. So,
because
I want to say before that it was Adidas because of Run DMC.
To a certain degree,
way bigger than Nike.
But I think Jordan started picking up, and I think the 11s really pushed the fashion further because of the patent leather.
Yeah, the patent leather. It made it a dressy shoe.
The Jordans before that also were fashion trends, and they were definitely a fashion statement. But I think once the 11s hit, and then they started coming out with the colorways and all that other stuff. So
because the patent leather made it dressy. It made it fancier.
Because I think the OGs were the Concord colors, and then when they came out with the breads, everyone was like, oh,
all over those.
So. And then it just went on from there. But that's dope, man. Well, that sounds like a dope show, man.
It was. If you ever get a chance, if they ever come around again, got to go.
The cool thing is I have seen Monica live and I have seen Brandy live.
Oh, nice.
Separate occasions.
Yeah.
But seeing them together probably was pretty dope.
No, super dope. And I mean,
I'm assuming they performed together.
Yeah, they did. They
had to.
Well, because they have a couple songs together.
Yeah,
Of course they did. The Boy Is Mine.
Yeah. I mean, it's the name of the tour.
To
so
close it out.
If they did
do that song,
like
that would have been the one disappointment.
Yeah.
Worst concert ever. But it's pretty dope, And again, like you said about the quote unquote rivalry that was forced upon them, which I really think drove a wedge between them all the way up until they did the verses.
Right.
And I think them doing that verse, because even in the verses, there felt like there was tension in the air.
A little bit.
Just looking at it and watching it,
It is a competition to begin with.
It was.
But I think because of that falsified friction that was, and they were young when all that was going on too,
young,
so they were very
young.
heavily influenced by whoever was telling them stuff.
Right. So I think that was around the time where they actually started talking to each other and was like, you know what, like, you're pretty cool. Like, no, you're pretty cool. Like, we should do a tour together. Like, and then, here we are 5 years later.
You remember that one time we did that one song?
We should make a whole tour off of that.
So, that's dope. Well,
it was dope.
That sounds like a hell of a weekend. Hell of a show.
Good time.
Can you reach that? You see that? Let's talk about it. Believe that. Let the people know that we see that and what they want to know. Can you reach that? And now your host, Tango and Coop. Can you reach that?
Can you reach that?
So I figured let's start the show off with some fancy analytics and some.
I love my statistics.
But I don't have any, so I'm assuming you do.
That's funny you say that.
So give me some.
I did stumble across this one little bit of information from the king of pop himself. No, not Drake. The other king of pop.
Wait, hold on. Let me put my hater face on.
Got all that haterade on you.
So Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson. He has become the first artist in history.
He's done a lot of first artists in history.
He's done a lot of firsts.
Is this one I haven't heard before?
This is new.
This is new.
Obviously.
All right.
I mean, I imagine. But first artist in history to chart in the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100 in 6 straight decades.
6 decades. So we've had Eminem doing
for
1 billion
decades.
streams in 4 decades, LL charting in 5 decades. We've got him in the top 10 in 6 decades.
Mr. Mike Jackson has topped for 6 decades.
And for clarity, for some, that doesn't mean he topped all 60 years. It just means within the decades.
In those 6 decades, he charted within the top 10.
Yes.
Of the Billboard top 100.
So that would have to start back in the 70s.
Yeah.
So 70s
through
80s,
today.
90s, 2000s, 10s, and 20s. Wow.
Yeah.
So Michael Jackson passed in 09-ish?
Yeah. 16 years ago.
So he passed in 09, and he's still running the top 10. Well, he's in the top 10. I'm not saying he's running it, but he's in the top 10.
To be in the top 10.
But this many years
16 years posthumously.
He hasn't had an album drop in even longer than that.
Right.
So that's crazy, man.
Legendary type shit.
That's
right there.
crazy.
These are stats that people can only dream of.
So is there an artist right now living who's on that path that can say that they could chart
somewhere
for 6
close
decades?
To that? First 2 that come to mind,
Swifties?
and this is just off of no data. This is just off of my opinion.
Just opinion.
Yeah, it's Taylor Swift and Drake,
and
maybe Eminem.
Maybe M.
First 3 that come to mind. Yeah.
Maybe Jay if he drops something new. Add on to the catalog.
Jay-Z could be but I feel like he's had a lull in his.
He has
music.
He hasn't been in the top 10, so you're right. I don't think he's holding top 10s right now. So
I
don't know, man. That's
crazy. I feel like those are the top 3.
But I could see Taylor Swift potentially. Is she in the top 10 right now?
Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Should we check?
Because she might have already ruined it. But that's crazy though.
She's fallen off since she got with Kels.
That's crazy, man. That's
So shout out to Michael Jackson, who is still setting records from beyond the grave.
That's not 6 decades in the top 10.
6 or 7.
You calling him a hoe?
Again, kid's not my son.
See episode 58 for reference. That's nuts though. Well, in other music news, man, we talked about it beforehand, and now it's just passed this last week. But Salt and Pepper. So my bad.
Salt and Pepper's here.
And Spinderella.
Yes.
Inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, congratulations.
I think it's super dope that we now have the first female DJ.
Shout out to Spin.
So she's the first female DJ in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
So I think that's dope, and I was really happy actually to see all of them together.
Yeah, because we haven't seen them together on stage. I think just in general, we haven't seen them together in a very long time.
I did feel a little bit of that pain when they were talking about their masters and all the battles they're going through.
Yeah,
I hope it comes through for them. They deserve it. They more than deserve it.
It should. They need it. I mean, it's been so many decades. They should be allowed to have their masters back.
Pay them. Because
if I'm not mistaken, they pulled all their stuff off of streaming.
Yeah. Well, during this legal battle, that's why they had to. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, I hope they pull through. So shout out to them. Shout out to Salt and Pepper and DJ Spin.
Nah, that'll be dope. I mean, Spinderella's been on the turntables for 40 years now.
Still rocking it.
So hasn't missed a beat. So congrats to her for paving the way for all female DJs, because I can guarantee she was an inspiration for a lot of female DJs.
100%.
Has to be.
100%.
Has to be. So, her being able to pull that off, her now being the first female DJ inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as well with the group Salt and Pepper,
Yep.
The fact that she was there, just...
It was big.
Yeah.
It was big.
It was good to see them all 3 together. And they put on a great show. They put on a great performance.
Great performance.
Special guests. They had En Vogue pop out.
Yes.
Which was dope to see. They even had Kid and Play on stage with them for a little bit, which was dope to see.
Yeah.
And then another thing, since we're talking about the Hall of Fame, Outkast also got inducted.
Which that was exactly where I was going. I'm going there because Outkast is some of my favorites. But shout out to Outkast.
I bring it up because if we go back a couple decades in history,
right,
via the Source Awards in 1995, Salt and Pepper and Kid and Play were the ones that presented Outkast with their New Artist Award.
New Artist. Oh, wow.
So
the fact that they was right there.
Also there for their induction while they were being inducted.
Right.
As the ones to give them their New Artist Award in 95 at
that
the
is dope.
Awards. It's like a full circle moment.
That is a full circle moment.
There,
that's the universe aligning perfectly. Oh man, that's big.
I thought that was pretty dope.
That's big. And I want to throw a little shout out. Like, so I don't know if you're an Odd Future fan. I don't know if you listen to the crew or whatnot. They got some stuff here and there. Tyler's got Tyler the Creator's got some stuff. But when he came out and he busted B.O.B.
Yeah. No, he did a good job with that.
I mean, I was shocked. I mean, he came out with a lot of energy. Lot of energy.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought he did a great job for what it was. It wasn't Outkast. But it's not supposed to be.
No, it's a tribute.
And that's not a knock on Tyler.
Yeah.
He did a great job. I think he kept the energy that's expected of Outkast for that matter.
Especially for that song.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was great when he came out and he did that. I thought the performances for the Outkast was dope.
Was dope, yeah.
So
Doja Cat, that was a surprise. I didn't expect to see Doja Cat
I did not expect that at all. So, but no, I mean, again, Outkast, top of my list of favorites.
Yeah, congrats to them. Congrats to them for being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well deserved. I can't think of two better artists from the South to be inducted.
The crazy part is that they don't have 700 albums out. They were very particular about their track selections. They were very particular about what went on the albums.
Yeah.
And the beauty of that is that from album to album, you can see the growth.
Yeah, definitely.
You can see the maturity.
The evolution.
You can see the evolution of the music. You can see the evolution of the writing, the delivery, everything. And you can see the creativity change and mold and everything else from both of the. And
mainly Andre,
to the point. Well, I mean, even Big Boy, if you really listen to his flow early on, and you listen to it to AT Aliens, and you listen to it through Stankonia and Equimini, like he evolved. I mean, he evolved. He got more lyrical. He got creative with it. Andre obviously went a little bit more of the eclectic route to a certain degree, musical route, going with the harmonies and things like that.
Yeah.
And that stood out big, obviously, with Speakerbox and Love Below.
Yeah. Which was a great way to present themselves as individuals, but still as a group.
But it was an Outkast album.
Right.
That was double because it was, and they were both on each other's stuff.
Yeah.
But it was, like you said, it was like, here's a group album that's individual.
Right.
So
it'd be like Wu-Tang putting out a 16-disc album.
Yes, yes, 100%, which they should do. There's a marketing idea for you. I won't even take a cut. Just go ahead and drop it. But again, just more evolution, and I think kind of slept on the Idlewild soundtrack.
Yeah, that one's definitely a deep cut.
I think there's people.
The movie too.
The movie was great.
Yeah,
but I think people who listen to that album, that soundtrack, they either love it or they don't. And for whatever reason, usually the people that don't haven't even actually listened to it or just never got around to it because it wasn't an official Outkast album per se. But that soundtrack is dope.
And I think a lot of it has to do with them being ahead of their time. So if you're not fully a fan into what they're doing, it seems weird. Yeah, 100%. And it doesn't really hit until years later when you listen to it again and be like, oh, okay, like this was a dope album when it came out. Yeah. But I think a lot of their stuff, especially when we talk like, AT Aliens, like that whole album was a social experiment, if you ask me. But
I mean, when you look at that roller coaster of vibes to those tracks, when you go from when you go from throw your hands in the air, and then you go to Elevators, and then you go to Jazzy Bell, the vibe is all over the place. Yeah, it really is. And that's just the singles. Right. I'm not even talking about the rest. So, fantastic. I mean, congrats to Outkast, and they did drop the 25th anniversary of Stankonia.
Yes, the vinyl. It was pretty dope. They actually had I stumbled across it. I don't even know how, but they had like an online listening party
That's dope.
For the 25th anniversary of Stankonia. So they played the music. They had a couple clips from different interviews where they were talking about the music and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then they had the website where, you could purchase all the different merchandise, the albums, the LPs, the vinyls, the CDs, the shirts.
Super dope.
All kinds of stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I saw it's 32 tracks. It's got some extra instrumentals and some remixes on there.
Yeah.
And so it's super dope. So
I had to copy mine. It hit the pocketbooks a little bit. It was like $75 for the album, but
yeah,
this
it's
is
Outkast though.
Yeah,
you're getting quality,
and it's the limited edition because it's the 25th anniversary. It doesn't have the same artwork.
Right. Yeah. They flipped it up. Yeah, it's like that. Yeah,
it doesn't have the black flag with them on the cover.
Right.
It's got the girl in her psychedelic form.
That album cover. I actually went out and got the Beavis and Butthead shirt that mimics that same
where
it has Beavis. Because it's such an iconic cover.
Yeah.
All their covers were great
It was.
Remember the AT Aliens had the little comic inside too.
It did.
So yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I love physical media, because you can open up that little book.
That was half of the experience right there.
Flipping it over, see who produced the tracks, maybe have some lyrics in there.
That was half the experience right there. You sit down, and I don't know if it was the same for you, but I had my little boombox, because it wasn't the desktop one. It was like a little handheld D battery, C battery type one. But sitting right on the floor, rip the plastic off the CD, open the CD up, pop the CD in, and like as track one is playing, pulling out the book and looking through the pamphlet.
Sort of yes and sort of no. So I had the.
Of course, you were always
I'm
one
a
up
music
on me.
cat. Yeah, I'm a tech head. I've always been, but I had the the stand that had the components. So I had the receiver,
the rack,
the turntable, and the CD player, and the cassette. So I had that whole thing with the Serwin Vegas. I had the 12-inch Serwins.
CDs.
So I used to piss my neighbor. Man, we lived in a low apartment, so my neighbors upstairs used to hate me. They should have been thanking me. But anyways,
for the exposure.
But when I bought a CD, usually I'm in the car opening it up, unfolding the thing. I have a CD. This is back riding with moms. Moms and pops. So I'm in the car. They don't have a CD player.
So you got
it's
the
at the
adapter?
house.
You got the adapter?
They don't have an adapter in their car either at that time. So what I would do is I'd open the CD, I'd look at the disc, because you always want to look at the print.
Yeah.
And then I'd pull the cover out and I'd start like looking at the credits, see who produced it, kind of, and if there was lyrics, I'm reading through the kind of lyrics, anticipating in my head. You know what I mean? For the most part, you knew what the single was.
Right.
But I'm reading the other tracks, and then I get home, like you said, and I'm sitting there, I pop it in. I usually jumped in, I had a little chair, and I would just sit back or sometimes lay on the bed, and I'd have that pamphlet and I'm reading the lyrics while I'm listening to the song in order.
Yeah.
So I was big on that, man.
Sometimes I forget how nerdy I am.
Right.
I don't realize how much I'm into the stats and stuff, because as I'm thinking about it, like I used to look in to see, who the samples were, who the songs writers were. One thing that I loved doing was looking at the thank you sections.
The thank you section. Oh yeah, the special thanks was always big. You always want to see who they was talking and who they mentioned, and
the family members, the other artists. I'm like, man, this is
see
dope.
if my name was in there. No, I was kidding.
It was like that with music, and then the same thing with DVDs when those started coming out.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Always loved flipping through the books, the special features. That's the one thing I loved about DVDs back in the day.
So I don't know so when it came to special features, especially comedy movies, the first thing I looked for was a gag reel.
Yes. Gag reel and deleted scenes. Those are the first two.
Gag reel had to go first. Bloopers, gag reel, whatever they called it.
Yeah.
And then it was like, let me see what scenes they cut out. And then from there, if there was anything else, I might check it out. But it was something about just watching the gag. I used to love it when they put it in the credits.
Next one up for me was the commentary.
Oh, watch the movie with the commentary on? So certain movies for me, not every movie, but certain movies I would watch it with the commentary.
Yeah, I used to try to watch all the special. Like, don't let me get a limited edition, special edition disc with the extra disc and the extra stuff.
All bonus.
I'm like, we're watching all of this.
Yes.
6 hours later, I'm like,
I'm the only one in my family that did that. Everybody was like, all right, well, we're done with the movie. We're leaving the room.
Yeah.
Leave me hanging.
Nah.
So
used to love that. Maybe that's why I'm so into analytics.
Right.
Maybe that's why I like my statistics.
Exactly. Statistics. So, since we're going to talk about movies, I figured I got a little list of quick hitters. We've done this before. Things that are coming out, things that are spoken of, and things that may be and may not be, but wanted by somebody.
Let's speak them into existence.
So, first up, have you ever watched the movie V for Vendetta? Guy Fawkes.
If I have, I've only watched it.
The 5th of November.
I've only watched it once. If I have watched it,
Natalie
and
Portman.
it wasn't memorable enough for me to remember it. So
you should watch it again.
That's a good idea.
Be surprised how much is relatable.
Oh, I'm sure.
But they are going to do a theatrical re-release November 5th the 5th of November, next year, 2026.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, just before the primary elections.
For the
midterm elections. Sorry, yeah, midterm elections.
Yeah. That might be fitting. Remind us of what we're voting for.
The relationship to that is that James Gunn is set to produce V for Vendetta, a TV series. So there's going to be a series about V for Vendetta about Guy Fawkes. So that could be interesting.
That'll be dope.
Next up, I got Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's the best I can do. I don't know if that.
Everyone get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. Do it now. Get on the ground. Do it. Do it now.
I'm having a baby. It's not a tumor.
I remember seeing an interview with him one time talking about Junior. I remember seeing an interview one time, and he said something along the lines of, "Go see my new movie. Danny DeVito's my brother. He's pregnant. I'm pregnant with his baby." Like, it was just but the way he said it, I'm just like, he was like, "I'm pregnant in that movie." I'm like,
hey, first off, shout out to Arnold from going from action hero to comedy star,
right,
to like everything
governor.
in between.
The governor.
Yeah, the governor.
The president of California.
Yeah.
So anyways, Arnold Schwarzenegger's in talks. Nothing's finalized, but he's in talks with Predator Badlands director to return as Dutch to the Predator series.
Oh, nice.
So there's a potential we could see Arnold Schwarzenegger going against the Predator again. So you might be seeing a much older Arnold Schwarzenegger rolling in the mud.
Can't wait for that. Can't wait for that.
I had a hunch you'd enjoy that one. Next up, we got Gremlins. We've talked about a new Gremlins iteration, Gremlins 3. The first one came out in 1984.
Wow.
It was followed 6 years later in 1990 with Gremlins 2. So we had a 6-year difference,
right.
1984 to 1990. This is a much larger gap, because it's set there. The tentative release date for the film will be November 19th, 2027.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, and that'll
be a big gap.
That one's set to be directed by Chris Columbus. So, at least it's director-wise, it's in good hands.
Any relation to Christopher Columbus?
He did not discover any continental.
Neither did the other one.
Land. Well, that's what I meant. Any Christopher Columbus.
No Christopher Columbus.
Didn't discover. It was already here.
Yeah.
There's no discovery. It was here.
Didn't he think he discovered India?
Right, yeah. So, but no, yeah, being in director Chris Columbus's hands, I think that it should do well, hopefully.
That's pretty dope.
Have some high hopes for it. I enjoyed Gremlins as a young buck.
Yeah.
Gremlins 2 was okay.
Any
but the first one was
hypotheticals you think we'll see for Gremlins 3?
It'll take place around Christmas time.
Will Daniel-san come back?
I don't know, man.
Because the second one's around Christmas too, huh? What if they change it up and they make this one a summer movie?
Maybe Halloween.
Ooh. Different holiday.
We'll do a Jim Carrey, Freddy Krueger matchup with Gremlins. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. Next one we got up is Brendan Fraser and Raquel Weisz.
The Mummy?
They want to return, or they will return, for a new Mummy movie.
The Mummy returns?
The Mummy returns again after returning the first time.
The last Mummy? The Mummy returns for the last time?
It's called The Mummy, The Mummier.
The Mummier. More mummy than you've ever mummied before.
That franchise, I can honestly say, I'm not a giant fan of the franchise.
Okay.
Part of it, I think, because I worked on it a little bit, so I got a little repetitive. I think I got burnt out on it.
Yes.
But I can say the first one was cool. CG doesn't hold up.
It doesn't. I mean, I think that's where I think that was the downfall.
Yeah.
Trying to lean into the CG and do all, it kind of took away
if
from
I'm not
the
mistaken,
storyline.
I think that was Industrial Light and Magic. I think that was ILM that did that one as well. And that they're a fantastic group. Not knocking them, but the first one was okay. The second one I didn't really like.
Second one was when they introduced The Rock and Scorpion King, right?
And that CG was awful. And the Scorpion King itself, that movie was just.
Did he have any speaking parts in that movie?
I just don't care. Yeah. So hopefully maybe this one will be great, with new technology and everything else. We'll see what happens. But it's cool that you got the OG stars back. I'm always a fan for if they're going to do something, bring, if you can.
Yeah.
bring them back.
I wonder what the timeline is going to be like. Are they going to pick up recent? Is it going to be modern day?
Right.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see.
Next up, we got Davini Pin has been casted to be in a Betty Boop movie.
Boop boop beep.
This is the latest cartoon character to get a horror makeover, so she's going to be playing a homicidal Betty Boop in this one. So
okay.
I don't believe this is part of the Pooniverse, but it is another classic cartoon that's now public domain that's getting a horror film.
That's going to get horrified.
Make them over. Make them over. Make them over.
Make
Make them over. So yeah, we've got that coming. The Russo brothers, they've joined on to executive produce the Rambo prequel that's in the works. Filming is planned to start in Thailand in early 2026.
Rambo in Thailand. Okay.
So the prequel is happening, as we spoke about.
Yeah, I remember you saying
not too long ago. Because it's a prequel.
Yeah.
He wanted to use AI to make himself look like young Stallone,
so he could play himself,
or young John Rambo.
Yeah.
So he wanted to AI himself and get involved in that, rather than just CG, which is somewhat related. But rather than just full on CG, he wanted to fully AI his character for some of the parts, some of the role of that
would
prequel.
be interesting. And I mean, we're in an era now where that is doable. I mean, I don't know the quality of what it would be like since it's still the early phases of it, but definitely think it's doable.
I do too.
Because I mean, especially with the Sora, like we're seeing what they're doing with the AI videos and clips now. And, we're in 2025 now. Let's jump back to 2021 when the whole AI initiative started kicking off. Like we've seen it.
Like it jumped 15 years in 4 years. Yeah. So
like we're not seeing the 6 and 7 finger hands as often.
Not
Still
at all.
seeing it
from time to time, but
not like it was. But it was super prevalent before.
Yeah.
So just the fact that we've got to
even
that
the video
point
now, there's actually like there's collision, so there's reaction and physics, I should say.
Yeah.
So there's no But
that's pretty dope. It's doable.
It's pretty cool. AI's taking it over. So
I would like to see that.
But yeah, that's my little hitters for the upcoming rumor mill of films.
Movies, nice. I like it. Touching on the AI topic, I don't know if you've heard, but Matthew McConaughey and
all right.
Exactly. Another well-known actor, Michael Caine.
Oh man, I'm not even going to attempt to do that.
Voice.
I'll do it off camera. Dude, what a great actor.
But yeah, they're both teaming up with ElevenLabs, the AI company.
Yes. Okay.
Basically, Matthew McConaughey.
Did you just confuse Michael McConaughey with Michael McConaughey? Because I don't know who Michael McConaughey is, but he's not going to like that.
I said Joe Montana.
Joe Montana. Nice.
No, but he has this series that he does, this newsletter, Lyrics of Living, that he does out. And he wants to work with ElevenLabs to present it in his voice in different languages.
That's dope.
So he's actually been working with them since they initially started back in 2022. I want to say he's an early investor in the company. So there should be something coming soon as far as him being able to present his voice.
So is this something that's going to grow, I take it, where you're going to get more people jumping in there and logging, if you will, their voice so that it can be used for...
I imagine that's what the plan is. They have this program that they're working on called Iconic Voice Marketplace, which should allow companies and creative teams to like request approval to use these voices and everything like that. But in addition to Caine, they've already got Liza Minnelli, Julie Garland, John Wayne, Lawrence Oliver, Jean Harlow, Lana Turner, Maya Angelou, Alan Turing, and Babe Ruth.
Wow.
So
I think that this is going to be a thing. You're going to get paid out. You're going to get your voice licensed out. You're probably going to get a cut.
Yeah, at least some residuals or something.
I can already see one aspect where this is going to put people out of jobs, and that's localization voice actors.
Yeah.
Because I know that's a thing. You dub it. You have a movie drop, and it gets dubbed in all these languages. Now it'll be dubbed in all the languages using the actor's voice.
Yeah.
So you'll hear the actual actor's voice.
Which would be interesting to see because it's been a while since I've seen a language translated movie.
Right.
But the voices were always 180 out from the
100%.
Original actor's voice.
I learned and this is just from working in film.
Yeah.
I've learned that depending on the country, it's either good or not. There's some of them. There's some countries that they'll just hire one guy and he'll do all the voices for all the movie, girls, children, everything, and it's very monotone. And it's just literally just reading the script. There's others where they try to get people who kind of match the characters and match some of the cadences and the delivery.
Right.
And those are a little bit better, and same thing when you see foreign films and they dub it in English, you kind of hope for something that's kind of matching the emotion and everything like that. But here's another way that I foresee AI replacing some stuff. So you not only will be able to use the actual actor's voice, we'll use Michael Caine as an example. So you can AI his voice, localize it in any language you want, right?
Yeah.
You can also use AI to lip sync it.
Mm-hmm.
So now, not only are you looking at it, but it's not going to have the kung fu effect, as I call it.
Right.
You're
the good old days.
Right. You're going to have it in his voice, speaking any language, and the lips are going to match what he's saying.
Yeah.
So it's going to literally look like these dudes are super versatile actors.
Yeah. The deep fakes.
We filmed this movie 27 times for all these countries.
Right.
So. But that's going to be nuts. That's another aspect of technology.
Yeah.
It's just getting there. So
that's definitely the era that we're moving into. And, just like with any industry, you've got your dinosaurs that are going to refuse to jump on board and thinks that this is the worst thing to happen.
And there'll be the progressives that'll jump in.
And there's going to be the ones that are going to latch onto it, such as Matthew McConaughey.
They're going to get paid.
Yeah.
And their estates are going to get paid because, like you said, you got Babe Ruth and you got other people like that who are already, their estates obviously.
Yeah. Are lending their voices, So eventually, I imagine this is going to be most beneficial for the bigger names, such as a Michael Jackson,
Morgan Freeman,
yeah.
David
Attenborough,
a
Sean Connery,
yeah. We need to do David Attenborough so that he's 99, he's still winning Emmys. But we got to do David Attenborough so that we can keep our documentaries narrated by him.
And then here's the other thing that I'm wondering too, because they're, especially for somebody such as David Attenborough, who's in his 99th year of his life, because he has so much audio recorded already, do we even need him to do it?
Yeah, they can just use, because I'm assuming that's what they did with John Wayne, is that they had to have just gone through John Wayne archives and just pulled it, so. Yeah, because I don't think he was in the lab last week.
Oh, Pilgrim.
Let me tell you something, AI Pilgrim. Oh wait, that's the Rappin' Duke. Which was based off John Wayne.
Yeah.
Cool. That's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty dope.
So spinning in a whole different direction, man. We just passed a holiday, so I know by the time this comes out, it'll be about a week later. So. I thank you for your service, man, for Veterans Day.
Oh, I appreciate that.
So
you also missed my birthday.
Yeah, but that's not as important.
No, that's pretty important.
No, Veterans Day.
No, Marine Corps birthday is a pretty big one.
Yeah, 250.
And it's the day before Veterans Day. So.
250. Yeah.
The big 250.
The big 250.
Yeah, I'm sure Marines are wreaking havoc everywhere this month.
So
shout out to my brothers in arms and my sisters.
That's dope, though. I mean, the Marines being 250. Veterans Day, all of that.
Another good celebration.
I know you probably saw the honor flight.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. They had a special guest appearance from former President Barack Obama. I've done a couple volunteers because they have a lot of places where they fly in and out of. They'll fly into DC. Few years back, they had a flight coming into San Diego. So I went down to be the little receiving party to, welcome everybody back home and everything like that. So that was pretty cool. But really I mean, to have any president, not just Obama specifically, but to have any president greet you on your plane at the tarmac while you're landing,
100%,
it's a monumental experience.
When I saw the video of this one, and he popped his head around, he was speaking on the mic.
Yeah.
And then he popped his head around, and then, some of those vets saw him, and their faces lit up, you know. And as they're exiting the plane, he's shaking. And Obama's notorious for this, which is I loved, is that he'll stand there, he'll shake everybody's single person's hand.
Yeah.
And he and people would walk by. Oh man, last time I met a president was Gerald Ford, and all this stuff, and they're just a happiness, man. Some of these guys are like late 90s, 100 years old,
right.
And they're just like lighting up, just because they met Barack Obama, and I think it was amazing for him to go down there and do that. And I think it's amazing that the honor flight takes place.
Super dope, It was great that he could show his appreciation because I mean these are all of our old school war vets, World War II,
yes,
Vietnam, Korea, The fact that, we still got a lot of these guys that are still kicking is...
They deserve a red carpet wherever they go.
Yeah, because one of them, I remember listening to it, one of them was saying, like the reception that they got when they actually did return from war wasn't very warm, wasn't very welcoming, because a lot of people didn't feel like we deserved to be over there in the first place in a lot of those conflicts.
Yeah.
But, even now to be recognized in the slightest, just by one person, even though that one person is Barack Obama, like I know it means the world to a lot of people.
100%. Yeah. I mean, and you can see it in their faces. Couple years ago, man, and this stayed with me. I had an experience with a vet. He was a World War II vet. I don't remember how old he said he was, but obviously he was up there.
Yeah.
I believe he was in his 90s. I'm a person who, if I'm walking through a door, I hold the door when somebody's behind me, or even if they're, and especially if they're, elderly or whatnot, and they're maybe 10 steps behind me, but I know they're getting there, I'll stand there and hold the door.
Yeah.
I've always been that way since a kid. My dad instilled that in me, hold the door. So there was a day where I was walking and I saw this older guy, he's moving a little bit slow. He had one of those big canes with the four legs on it, and he's walking, but he's walking. And so I stood there and held the door, and he's as he's walking, he's telling me it's okay, go. He's waving me off. I was like, nah, man. I was like, come on through. And as he's walking, I saw his hat. He was wearing his hat. It was an army hat. So as he's walking through, he goes, young man, I gotta thank you. And he shook my hand, and he goes, most people your age wouldn't do that. He goes, I'd wave them off and they'd walk away. He goes, so thank you. And he goes, and just to let you know, you just held the door for a World War II vet that is 90, I forgot what he said, but 90-something years old. And then he just literally went into stories. It was like, I really got the feeling he just didn't have anybody to talk to.
A lot of them don't.
And it was venting.
Yeah.
And so he stood there for a second. I'm still holding the door. He's kind of in the doorway. And he's just talking and he's telling me stories. When he came back from the war, he actually got redeployed and came back a second time.
Damn.
And because he came back injured, not seriously but injured, went back, then came back after the war was over and all that. And he's tearing up. He's telling me these stories, and I'm just sitting there like, I'm not walking away, man. For one, it was very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I like hearing some of the stories.
Yeah.
As sad as some of them are, but I also have a lot of respect for people in that position. And so that it was just a memorable moment, man. I just sat there and I stood there and I just listened to him for probably a good 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Just talk. And as I said when I first started telling this, I don't think he had much to talk to, because when all was said and done and we parted ways, he slowly walked on and there was a shuttle, like a shuttle bus. And there was a bunch of other older people. I don't know. I don't think they were all vets per se.
Yeah.
So I believe he was probably in some sort of assisted living situation where they bring him to the stores and whatnot.
Right.
So he may not have people to vent to or talk to or whatnot. But the fact that he stood there and took the time, told me some stories, brought tears to his own eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I felt humbled. I felt humbled.
No, it's a lot.
So
it's a lot of them. You're right. There's a lot of people that don't. I mean, because these guys are all full of stories.
Yeah,
everybody has a story to tell.
And it hit me when you said that you went down there to be the welcoming party, because it's not the same, but it just reminded me of the same situation of just being there, because you show that same love. It's like So yeah, that's dope, man.
That's all it is. It's all very much appreciated. Like nobody knows what they're getting into when they go into the military.
For sure,
everybody has their reasons, whether it be patriotic, whether they're come from a long line of military service members.
Yeah, I have friends that jumped in for the education/job opportunity.
Whether they want the school benefits from it, the GI Bill, like there's a lot of reasons that people go in, but once you get in, it's a life-changing experience, especially if you deploy, especially if you go to a combat zone. Whether you agree with it or not, you don't have a choice.
Right.
And, sometimes you think you're doing it for one reason, only to find out years later, which is why there's so many disgruntled veterans, because it's like, I thought I was doing the right thing. Then you find out like, okay, we weren't over there with the best of intentions. Like, what were we really doing over there? Why was I being a pawn used to do all of this crap or whatever?
Right.
But at the same time, like there is still a strong support for the country and everything that this country is supposed to represent.
100%.
So as a veteran, it's always nice when I can run into, especially an older veteran. Like I will try to sit there and listen to their stories that they have to tell. Because like you said, they don't really have a lot of people to talk to.
No, they don't. They don't.
Unfortunately.
And generally, you know, when I see, especially older people, when I see the hats, I rarely, you know, I know there's the whole stolen valor thing, but I rarely see somebody who's wearing one of those, especially older people who are wearing those hats. They're not wearing it just because they got a hat and they're wearing it. They're wearing it because that's symbolic to them.
They survive. Like, we're survivors.
So whenever I see that, I'm generally like, you know, I'll make a comment, you know, hey, thank you for service, you know. Straight out.
And I know there's a lot of, and I mostly see it with the younger vets that feel some kind of way about the thank you for your service line. It's like, what am I supposed to say? You're welcome? Like, you know, like, it's anybody that takes it the wrong way, I think should reevaluate how they're taking it, because it's not, there really is no response there is no appropriate response.
Right.
Know?
So what I've learned is the older generation, the World War II vets, even the Vietnam vets, things like that, whenever I say thank you for service, they respond with thank you. Yeah. That's their response. Now, like you said, younger people, they really, it's usually awkward. It is more awkward. Yeah. And I think they should take heed to the older vets. Yeah. Because for me, I almost feel like the appropriate might be thank you back.
No, that's all you can say.
But really. I don't think there's a right answer.
There's not. Because I mean, the way I look at it, and you know, maybe I'm unique in the way that I view it.
I mean, you actually just did it when I said thank you for service. You said thank you, sir. Yeah. I mean, so it's like, that's what I'm used to hearing from most people. But there are people who get a little bit, like you said,
they get weirded by it. It's like, what am I supposed to say? Like, I'm just, you know, and which is understandable. I get that. But for me, it's like an acknowledgement of the acknowledgement. You know? Like, you saying thank you, like, you're showing your appreciation. Like, I appreciate the appreciation. And I used to say that a lot jokingly. Like, oh, I appreciate the appreciation.
100%.
You know, but yeah, for me, the valid response is just thank you. You know, thank you. I appreciate that,
and it's that, and then I do hear people that sort of demean certain branches, and I don't agree with that either, because you know,
well,
Coast Guard, you know,
no, if you're a service member, it's okay, but if you're not,
for sure, 100%, because there's always it's like Marines versus the Armies.
It's like the family rivalry. You know?
It's the sports competition, right?
Exactly.
It's the teams. but when I hear people, because I've seen situations where somebody's like, you know, they're talking to a Coast Guard or even like a National Guardsman, and they're just like, oh, you're not like real military. Yeah. No, they are. Like, they are, and don't demean them like that. Right. It's not that, like you said, like if it's somebody else, like if it's a Marine, like just shooting the shit, that's one thing. But just a civilian or anybody like that to say something like that, or like, don't do that. Don't demean them like that, because they're doing something that you sure as hell ain't
couldn't
doing.
Even do.
So just
didn't even roger it for.
So don't demean that. That's like, I appreciate them all for what they all do. Crazy. They all play a part. So
yeah, I'm always gonna give the Air Force and the Coast Guard shit, mainly because I'm jealous, because I've seen their quality of life versus the Marines' quality of life. Right. And it's red-headed bastard stepchild versus the golden child with the spoon in their mouth, you know? Like, Air Force bases are top tier 4-star resorts. Marine Corps bases are like your Super 8s, your Motel 6s, you know? So,
Super 8.
Night and day difference, you know? But
checking for bed bugs.
Nah, you don't have to check. You know there's bed bugs. There's bed bugs. There's asbestos. There's mold. This building was probably condemned 25 years ago and it just never got torn down. But we still need some beds. So
thank you for your service.
And that's what the disability payments are for from the VA.
Crazy. Well, spinning a whole other direction. Got a quick little game for you to before we get into the tidbit and top off this show. So let's get into this game. So
all right, bet.
It's a guessing game, simple guessing game. So we're going to talk about the 8 richest actors.
8 richest actors.
The 8 richest actors.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying made the most on a movie or demand the most on a movie. I'm saying richest.
The 8 actors with the highest net worth.
Yes.
All right.
So let's see what you got. Since you got any guesses, and we'll.
First guess I'm going to throw out there: Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is on the list.
Okay.
He's number 5.
Oh wow. So that's the bottom 4. Huh. What about now see, I don't know if I can he had his prime where he was like a movie superstar, early 2000s. I don't know if we can say the same for it now, but I'm going to throw Will Smith's name in the ring.
Will Smith is not on the list.
Not on the list. Okay. What about Robert Downey Jr.?
Robert Downey Jr. I can tell you this. There's a Robert on this list, but it's not Downey Jr.
Is it England?
It is not Robert Englund. But there is a Robert on here.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm tapping out.
Come on, you.
I'm tapping out. I can't think
Come
of
on,
any.
you talking to me?
The only other Robert I can think of is Kelly.
You talking to me?
Oh, De Niro.
I'm giving you hints, man. Yeah, De Niro's on there. He's number 8.
De Niro's 8. Okay. So who else is on there?
No more guesses? You gotta have some guesses.
Nah, I'm good. I shot 3 out there.
All right, I'll give you a couple of hints. One of them at one point was, for a few years, I believe, was deemed sexiest man alive.
That could be anybody.
Got his, I think some of his biggest notoriety early on was from a TV show before he became a film star.
Kelso?
No, I think he's in jail, right?
I don't know. Why can't I think of? No, that's the other guy.
Oh,
that's
no, this guy was on a famous long-running show, famous for his salt and peppered hair. Started off in TV, show with doctors. More specifically in the emergency room.
I feel like I see a face, but I can't think of a name.
The show was called ER.
Yeah, I never watched
George
it.
Clooney, dude.
George Clooney, okay.
So he's number 7.
You should have said, "Oh brother, where art thou?"
Well, I was going with he started off in TV before the film, trying to give you the hints.
Yeah, I never watched ER, so.
The next one that's above him, who is in the 6th spot, I don't think you'll get. I don't know how to fully pronounce his name. I think it's Shah Rukh Khan, if I'm not mistaken.
Shaka Khan.
But he's an Indian actor, so
Shaka Khan.
He is in the number 6 spot.
So what would I have known him in? And I'm gonna be a little stereotypical here when I say, was he in Slumdog Millionaire?
I don't know. Tom Cruise, of course, was number 5. So now we got the top 4.
Okay.
Throw a couple of hints out there. We already spoke on one of them in this episode.
Matthew McConaughey.
No. We joked a little bit about him, made fun of his voice a little bit. More specifically, I made fun of his voice a little bit.
I do not remember this at all. No,
it was about 15 minutes ago.
I'm drawing a blank. That was a long time ago.
Get to the chopper.
Oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is number 3.
Okay.
There is one more action star. And then there's a comedian. And then there's a comedian actor slash...
shouldn't there only be 2 people left?
No, you got the 1, 2, and 4 spot. Arnold was 3.
Oh, well, why didn't we do 4?
I was throwing the hint that there you had somebody on the list that was in the show. Number 4.
Should have done 4 first.
Number 4 did not start off as an actor in the traditional sense, but he was in a form of entertainment that is fairly known as being violent, but is controversially fake. But is not fake, but is.
Like wrestling?
Potentially. Wrestling is a thing.
So... Dwayne
you
the Rock,
might smell what he's cooking.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
The Rock is number 4.
I was gonna say Hulk Hogan next.
You definitely smelled what he was cooking. Top 2
smelled like.
When I tell you the top one,
like
I feel like you're gonna kick yourself. But the top 2. So number 2. The hint of this is he has probably one of the most successful comedy shows on TV. Probably one of the most famous ones as well.
Comedy shows on TV.
Usually started off with a sort of a monologue, stand-up monologue type deal. Was famous for going, why?
Jerry Seinfeld?
There you go. It's the best Jerry Seinfeld I can do. Why?
That was pretty good.
Why do they call it a hood?
I was getting ready to say Dave Chappelle.
Well, sitcom. Dave
He didn't have a sitcom. He had a sketch.
He did have a sitcom called Buddies. It wasn't a long-running sitcom.
Yeah.
Number 1 is he's known for some acting, some comedy, some drama, some studio ownership. You should probably know who this is.
Kevin Hart?
No.
Tyler Perry.
I feel like you should have known that he was one of the richest, and he is the richest actor in Hollywood.
Well, ironically, acting doesn't pop up as the first thing that I think of when I think of Tyler Perry.
I know.
Which is ironic because he has a whole line of,
I mean, but he was in TV shows and stuff before that and all that before he got super.
And he had that movie that I thought he was great in, Alex Cross.
Right.
Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
I thought he did good in that movie.
So.
Yeah. That's interesting.
So that's my way of doing analytics is to make you guess, make you work for it.
The brain pain.
So with that, let's close out this show with one of our tidbits, our little tidbit segment. You like tidbits?
I like tidbits.
Well, let's do a tidbit.
Tidbit.
So, the penny.
The shoes?
Phone posit pennies are fire.
Let's
start talking about that instead. No, the copper currency is no longer being minted.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
So the last penny was minted today. So today being the 12th of November, when we're taping this, I don't know why I say taping because there's no tape involved.
Roll the tape.
So the last penny was minted today. The final batch of coins are going to be auctioned off. The last minted ones that are in circulation were actually struck back in June. Obviously, pennies will still be circulated and they'll still be they're still currency. They're still tended. But they'll no longer be minted after being minted for 238 straight years, obviously. So we've come to the end of the pennies run. Which for some is
of the road.
That's another callback because we just talked about.
That's what made it.
So I get it. It doesn't pay to make a penny.
Yeah, because it costs more to make a penny than a penny's worth.
And a lot of that is because it's copper, and copper as a commodity itself is pricey.
Right.
So I read an economist piece that was written that said that it sucks for the consumer because what they're going to end up doing is when you pay cash, and I get it, they want everything to go on card, digital, etc. But cash is still a thing.
Yeah.
But the consumer will be boned because they're always going to round up. So if your change is 9 cents
or down,
if your change is 9 cents, you're just gonna not get 4 pennies. You're gonna lose 4 pennies.
Yeah.
And the other way, and no matter which way it goes, up or down, you're just gonna lose.
No, you're gonna up to 4 pennies, anywhere from 1 to 4 pennies.
Yeah. So
you're gonna lose.
So, and he said first and foremost, it should be the other way around. The merchant that you're purchasing for should always round up to the nearest nickel.
They should.
So they should take the pennies lost, not the consumer.
They should.
That was part of it. But the other part of it was interesting. He said, with copper being that expensive and making it hard to stamp because it costs more to make a penny, he said there are ways that you could mix, like do mixtures of like nickel and aluminum and things like that, dyeing it a copperish color or some sort of color if you wanted to, or even silver. And you could stamp pennies and you could make dozens of them for less than a penny. So they could still circulate pennies and just change the metal, and it's not something that hasn't been done in the past. Quarters used to be solid silver. Silver dollars were solid silver, and they changed
They've
those
changed
over.
The materials, yeah.
I think if I'm not mistaken, wasn't there a point where didn't quarters have copper in them as well at some point?
Don't know. I mean, I know
they're mixed metal, but anyways, they've changed up. They've changed up the metals before.
Yeah.
So even nickels used to be solid silver as well, and they changed them to nickel.
Dimes used to be silver.
Used to be silver. So
now they call them junk silver.
Right. So why not change the metal and just keep it in, just keep pennies going? I mean, people still use cash. So why chip them?
I mean, I think that would be the reasonable thing to do, but I don't really feel like we have a reasonable administration right now. So
I don't foresee the penny coming back, and I think that is a push to become more digital, which I get.
Yeah.
It's going that route. I don't think it should drop off so bluntly, but
it shouldn't.
That's my opinion.
If anything, I know one way. Well, I have an idea of one way that I think they could save the penny. Replace Lincoln with Trump. I think he'll be all for that. But no, yeah, definitely think this is.
He wouldn't be for that because he wouldn't want to be on the 1 cent, the lowest piece of currency. So that's not.
If I'm going to be on a coin, it's going to be the highest value coin.
It's going to be a $100 gold coin.
Yeah, but no, I think you're right. This is definitely a phase into digitizing the U.S. dollar currency.
Yeah.
I know there's not officially a federal one yet, but I imagine they're either going to take over the U.S. dollar coin, crypto, or they're going to create some type of Federal Reserve currency.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's going to be the new.
I see that coming. I don't know what the timeline would be, but I believe that the first stage of that is to slowly phase cash
out
into, you've got your debit card, credit cards, even your phones now are tap devices and things like that. I think it'll first form into that. And then once they get something that's not as volatile, some sort of crypto that's not as volatile, because obviously the dollar is, it has value. It goes up and down, the value of the dollar. So there's volatility to it, but I think crypto is a lot more volatile right now. So I think until they get something that's a touch more stable.
I mean, you make a stable coin. Ironically, it would be interesting to see if using a cryptocurrency or a digital currency that we actually reverted back to the gold standard. Because right now, there's no form of currency that we have that's really backed by anything other than our economy.
Right.
Because since we got off the silver or the gold standard, like our fiat currency isn't really worth anything.
For sure.
And then crypto is backed up by fiat, which is backed up by it's all a house of cards.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
It is interesting. But it would be interesting to see if we go to a cryptocurrency and then they use gold or silver or some other type of precious metal to back that. Or the other thing I see happening is they exchange you, let's say 10% extra on top of the dollar. You give us $1, we'll give you $1.10 back in digital currency,
right,
to help do that exchange, to help encourage people to do the exchange.
Something.
So it'll be interesting to see.
That's that. So what do you guys think about No Pennies? Leave it in the comments. Like, subscribe, follow, and all that goodness. Check us out on YouTube if you want to watch, and we'll see you on the next episode of
Can You Reach That?
Can You Reach That?
Can you reach that? Can You Reach That? Brought to you by Double One Entertainment in Coopersville. Hosted by Tango and Coop. And created and edited by Tim Greenlee and Brandon Adolphus. Music, sound design, and editing by Michael B. That's me. Visual art and graphic design by Jonathan Greenlee. Additional visual design by Timothy Greenlee.